Hey, I've got a Belo deck. This is the same one that I showcased in my OP09 deck profile, or the budget deck profiles. It's the same one that topped, I believe, a treasure cup. I shouted out the person in that video. It's the budget one. So I'm going to go a deeper card by card, and I'm going to show off some games. First is the leader, Belo. So you can discard a Revolutionary Army type card from your hand. Then you can give up to 3 of your Revolutionary Army or trigger type characters, plus 3000 for the turn. Next is this Inazuma. So if a character you control other than this character has 7000 or more, the character gains Rush. That's really easy to do with the Belo leader effect. So what you can do is either attach Dawn to something else to make it 7000, or boost whatever with Belo, so that way that character has more than 7000, then attach Dawn to Inazuma, that way it can become like a beast and attack a lot. Next is this Emporio Ivankov. So during your main, you can play a character with 5000 or less if it has 7000, so the Belo leader effect plus attaching Dawn can make this really easy to accomplish. This Karasu is good as well, so on play you can give your opponent's leader character minus 1000. Then when it attacks with a 7000 or more, you can give one of your opponent's leaders or characters minus 1000 again. So in combination with the Belo and some of the KO cards like the Lindbergh and this Kuma, you're easily able to KO your opponent's cards or deal with them. This Koala will give an opponent's character minus 3000, but I usually keep it in hand for the counter. This Kuma is also pretty good. It's a 1000 counter, but it has a really great trigger effect which lets you play it if your leader's mixed color, which Belo is, and you can, on play, can K up to one of your opponent's characters to the power of 2000 or less. This Belo is a 1 cost, so when it's played you can reveal up to 1 Russian army cards, which is a basic 1 card searcher. This Morley will stop them from activating blockers if you have 7000 or more. This Lindbergh will KO if you have 7000 or more. And this Emporio Ivankov will look at the top 5 and then play one with 5000 or less. This Raise Max is the same effect as this Koala, except it is no counter, but it is 1 cost. This Dragon is really good for finishing off games. It's a rush, and when it's played you can give up to one of your leaders 2 Rasted Dawn. This Satori is also pretty good. It's a 2k counter, and its trigger lets you trash card from your hand to play it. So, and this can also be boosted by the Belo as it is a trigger. This Karasu is also great. It's a blocker, and it has a great trigger effect and a 1k counter. And this Koala is the new OP09 Koala. You can add the top or bottom of your life to your hand. Then you can play a 1 cost 4 or less Russian army character from your hand and draw 1 card. I don't think in these games I ever really use this OP09 Koala, but it is good trash fodder if you don't need it. So now I'm going to go into the games. This next game's against Red Purple Luffy. So, okay, I go first, or I go second, but I don't really have a good play with that, so I just pass back. They attack. This is a 6k leader, so I don't want to counter out this early, especially since my hand is so bricky that I need to get a good trigger or something like that, or a good card in my hand added off the life. So I take it, and then this Kuma plays himself, but I can't use the KO effect because he has nothing on the board. Then I think I go with the Karasu here. Yeah, so that way the Betty can, at least I can make him do an early 1k counter, because if he didn't deploy anything, he's probably has pretty bad cards in his hand too. He has the 4 cost event. He attacks for 8k, and now I'm really thinking if I can actually counter out with this. I don't think I have enough, but I hit a Satori too. I get 2 really good triggers off, because even though this is 2k, it can easily be boosted up with the Belo. So go with the Inazuma, and that way I can boost those. I could boost Satori here, but I'd rather get this up and this up, right? Because that way it's just, I just felt like that was a lot better decision. because that way this can actually attack. Because either way, the Satori with 2 Dawn or 1 Dawn can attack over this. So I felt this was more to be prioritized. And okay, they counter out of that. I first swing with the Betty, and they better have another 2-hit counter, which they don't. So now they're on 1 life, which can get quite scary for the deck. They're able to beat over. I don't want to counter out of that. Then I see a dragon, and I'm able to boost all of these guys up. Yeah. The Gungam Giant comes down. What I was scared of is that they might have one more Gungam Giant, but I had an attack here because that couldn't have hit anyway. But they're on no life, so if I stack a bunch of it, the only thing that I see that they could have possibly top decked is the 9-cost Big Mom, but I don't know if this deck even plays it. But I'm pretty sure I just counter out of this in case they had a rush, or I don't know if I took it. Yeah, I countered out. Because if they had the 9-drop Rush Luffy, it would have been over, which they did. Yeah. Because then that would have helped them kind of get tempo back in their favor, and it's possible that when some people, if they see a rested character, they try to attack over it instead of attacking the leader, which usually it is correct to attack the rested character, but attacking the leader sometimes can be more beneficial, like when they're on 0 life. So here's the first game against Buggy. So this is a recording of a recording. I accidentally deleted the Buggy file, but I did record it beforehand on my first take because I messed up something. I forgot to turn the audio on to record. So this is the recording of the no audio recording of the Buggy. So we're going first. I used this Belo Betty to then look at the top 5, which is the Koala, the Savonkov, the Dragon, the Karasu, and the Satori. So we go ahead and we grab the Ivankov, and I think I just pass. Yeah, it's bugging out. Let's skip. What's this? Okay, so I pass. It's their turn. They just swing with the Buggy, but I do hit this Morley as a trigger, so I pitch the 5-cost. So this is something that's really cool. I think I go ahead and probably deploy the Inazuma, then use this Belo Betty to pitch the 6-cost Koala or the Raise Max. So that way the Inazuma has Rush and it has plus 3000. So I just go ahead and swing. I believe they defend everything except for the last 2 hits. They go, gain 2 more Dawn. They just have to swing with the Buggy leader again, because the Buggy deck is kind of bricky without the promos. They do see the Mr. 3, which they used to grab a Kapaji, which is a 2k counter. So now I play this Koala, look at the top, then deploy the Lindbergh, because I can kind of see that they probably have some higher down cards in their hand, probably a Mihawk of the sort. So I was like, okay, I want to get this set up so then I can actually attack over it. I swing first at the 1-cost, then this. They're able to easily counter out with like low of Mellow and stuff. They have the Gravity Blade. And okay, then it's time for the Dragon. I clear the Mr. 1, swing with the Dragon. They have the 10-cost Buggy, then they swing. I take it. I look at the top 3, play the Karasu, then the Lindbergh, and then I swing. They counter out, but this is just not. They have no targets for the Crocodile. I'm able to counter out of the Buggy 3 Dawn attack, and this is where it's over. Because I can give this minus 1000. And then I'm able to KO that with the Lindbergh, and that's just it. So next game is a meta matchup against Purple Luffy. We're going first. I have the Belo, the Emperor, the Karasu, the Lindbergh, and the Satori. So since I lucked out with the Belo Betty, so I think I just grabbed the Karasu. I pass, or the red Karasu. They have the Trafalgar Law to search. What do they get? The Songoro. I play the 3 cost, then I attack. This is a misplay. I should have attacked first, then deployed, but they're gonna counter it anyway, so it didn't really matter. They play the Zorojuro. They get the Monkey D. Luffy. They swing, and I think I counter out. Yeah. So I go with this Ivankov to play the Karasu or the Lindbergh. Probably Karasu, right? Yeah. So then I'm able to get in for a lot of damage, or at least make them counter out. So I gain 1 hit. The thing with Purple Luffy especially is that since they have to dig into their own life to use their leader's Dawn ability, they can get really low on life. So they have to be really careful about using their ability now that they're at 3 life. Because Purple Luffy's sweet spot is being at 3 life. So then they swing, and I just take it. Yeah, and I pitch the Kuma to get the Satori out. So now we have a lot of cards on field, a lot of characters on field. They rest the Ivankov, and I rather reactor the Karasu to protect it for like a situation like this. Yeah, and then I go for this play to boost these all up. Swing with the Karasu first, I think, to debuff this. That way it's easier to get over. Yeah, I'm trying to beat over the Zorojuro first. And then I'm trying to take care of the Sanji, the 7 cost one. And I don't know if they counter out with 2 1Ks. So now I know they have no 2Ks. I swing with the Ivankov, they have to do it. And then I try to swing with the leader, which they have to take. So yeah, I just checked their trashes real quick. They did not see Gum Giant, so I'm thinking that might be the last life card. Otherwise they would have for sure have used it, especially if they're that up in cards in hand. So like trashing it doesn't really mean anything. I drew the 1 cost here. Honestly, just a little, doesn't really matter, because I can just attach a bunch of Dawn to the Inazuma and then attack. Which, yeah, because they have no Dawn, especially if they had Gum Giant, which is really stupid. They shouldn't have put the 9 drop here, because if they had Gum Giant in hand, they can't use it, and then they would counter out, but I don't think they could take 2 attacks. And yeah, they did have Gum Giant. Yeah, they had it. I don't know why they wasted their Dawn on this. They should have rather, I think they had the Sanji. I would have threatened with that or something. There's literally no point in that. So on to the next game. So the final replay I have is against Reiju. This one I did lose, but I think I know why as well. I go first. Probably not that great of me to go first here, but I play this, and I think I go with what did I get? Yeah, I got the Lindbergh. They have Germa Kingdom. They pitch another kingdom, which is amazing, and they get a Niji. And I'm thinking here if I want to commit or let it go, or yeah, I do the same thing again where I played this, but they have the Niji to counter out anyway. They pitched the Chiji, but they fumbled on that. Then this Niji comes down and they get the Chiji out. Okay, this minus 2000. But I don't think this has rush because we have equal Dawn. I'm not sure. Never mind. Oh, it's equal or less. I forgot about that. Yeah, okay, they attack over. No, I don't know if it's great then. But okay, I got the Inazuma. Pitch this Koala because I don't really see it being that great in this matchup, especially because Reiju aims for the life rather than your characters most of the time. So I was like, okay, probably better. And I'm just trying to beat over the Ichiji so it can stop applying the pressure. They're able to counter out of it, so I'm able to hit for 1 life instead. They pitch the Judge, and then they hit Ichiji. So I think they're thinking, okay, they go to Sora to pitch this to add back the 4-drop, and then get the 7 cost, nerf this. Then they attack into the Belo Betty. I don't try to counter out of that. And then they beat over the Inazuma. So I'm like in a not so great situation. Like, okay, let me look at the top and try to find something good. I can't get the dragon, but I can get another blocker, and I can force them to counter out. So you have 3 cards in hand, 3 on field. So, but they picked another great card to pitch with a Kingdom, which is another Kingdom. But they missed on that too, or they just didn't want anything. I don't really see why you wouldn't grab anything here, but yeah, I just have to take that. And I let the blocker take it, and I have to take that as well. So since these both are arrested now, I'm thinking of like a way to kind of deal with them, which I do have. Yeah, because like the 4K rule, I easily beat over that. Then I was like, there's no way they can counter this out, right? They need a 2K and a 1K, which they have. Or they have 2 2Ks. Like, okay, so that means the Kingdom probably can't go live this turn. But they have the Ichiji, which they choose not to pitch. And rather go for the more aggressive play. But this is game now, because they top deck the Ichiji. Or, no, it's not. It will be game next turn. Because they have these 3 coming back as like praying for a good top deck. But yeah, I was just like, okay, so I have to beat over this. But I was like, it can get like really bad for me. I know they can't counter out of it, but there's no way for me to kill, and I only have 1 life. So I was like, I'm not that confident, because each time I hit for a life, they also gain a card. So now they have more Kingdom fodder, which they do use, and I have to take that. And I was like, okay, so if they have the 4-drop here, I just lose. Or yeah, they attach a bunch. Almost nothing I could have done there. It's like this is really well played on the Reiju player, so good on them. So we're back with the deck, and I think it's really, really good. Definitely the top budget pick of the format. Shout out to the person that topped this list, and that's all I have.